minute of prayer at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for the forgiveness of sins, for peace in our country and the world, and the conservation of our forests. 3 o'clock in the afternoon is the hour of great mercy. At this time, our Lord Jesus Christ died on the cross and redeemed the world.
You died, Jesus, but the source of life flowed out for souls, and the ocean of mercy opened up for the whole world. O fountain of life, immeasurable divine mercy, cover the whole world and empty yourself out upon us. O blood and water, which flowed out from the heart of Jesus as a fountain of mercy for us, I trust in you. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us and the whole world. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us and the whole world. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us and the whole world. Amen. Jesus, King of mercy, we trust in you.
I was walking down the road one day, happy people smile along the way, and the sceneries turned on my fantasy. There's a lot of opportunities that point me to who I could be. It's a life-changing university. Far away, the memories bring me closer to a daydream. Suddenly, the song came back to me. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe there is more to what you see. Paradise, but I call it home. What more can I ask for? I have all that I long for. Suddenly, all the voices came to sing with me. That you call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe there is more to what you see. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe that we all should make it known. You call it paradise, but I call it home. I call it home. I call it home. I call it home. Yeah.
This is DYDC-FM 104.7, your development campus radio. Broadcasting from the beautiful campus of the Visayas State University, Visca, Baybay City, Leyte, Philippines.
PSU Radio DYDC.
Ako si Dr. Edgardo Tulin, Presidente sa Visayas State University. Para na ako, DYDC FM gyud ko. Ikaw sabha, Radyo Kalambuan gyud na.
Wow, Ben! Ninduta gud anang imong gidrawing. Nature man na, oy! May pakapinbalak pa gud ay. Para asa di ay na?
Practice pa ko ani Jen. Isubmit unya ni nako sa amuang eskwelahan sa kahanginan or school on the air.
Ha? Asa man na dapita? Aw! Sa DYDC-FM? Katong kabahin sa School on the Air o SOA on Visual Arts para sa mga junior ug senior high school teachers ug students sa MAPE ug Special Program in the Arts sa DepEd?
Correct lagi ka Jen.
Ako pa! Tigpaminawan baya og avid fan ko sa DWDC-FM 104.7 para malang di ay na sa taga-Baybay City ug Southern Leyte Schools Divisions. Pero, pwede gihapon ng uban makapaminaw sa DYDC kung ganahan sila. Libre ra.
Lagi, swerte gud ko nga naka-appeal ko ani. Taga East West Center o EWC sa Honolulu, Hawaii, USA ang sponsor sa SOA on Visual Arts for Mental Health and Environment.
Mao ba? Gikan sa Amerika. Nahala, pag ayo-ayo migo. Tudloi unya ko sa imuha makatunan sa SOA ha. Bye.
The Visayas State University through the Department of Development Communication and DYDC-FM 104.7 in partnership with the East West Center, EWC in Honolulu, Hawaii, USA, and the two schools divisions of the Department of Education, DepEd, Baybay City Schools Division in Leyte and Southern Leyte Schools Division proudly presents
The School on the Air, or SOA on Visual Arts for Mental Health and Environment. A radio school program that will educate visual arts among teachers and students who are into music, arts, physical education, and health. MAPE and Special Program in the Arts, SPA of the DepEd as our SOA participants.
This is to improve their quality of education, create awareness, and promote mental health and well-being,
as well as environmental protection among our SOA participants.
SOA on Visual Arts for Mental Health and Environment.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Philippine Standard Time.
And now, please welcome the two radio hosts of this SOA program.
Good afternoon, SOA participants, and welcome to another learning session of the School on the Air on Visual Arts for Mental Health and the Environment. I am Perlin Fernandez, and hello, Visayas State University, VSU, and to the SOA project team, the Department of Education, DepEd Baybay City and Southern Leyte Schools Divisions, MAPE, SPA teachers, and students who are our SOA participants, and to everyone tuning in over DWDC-FM 104.7 to this special radio program today. And I hope you're all doing well. No, happy Monday. All right, so also hi to our listeners and viewers, no, din hindapit sa atong sa VSU o sa mga kasikpit barangay, no, our neighboring barangays. Good afternoon, happy Monday to everyone. All right, so before anything else, no, let's first have our customary roll call. No, so atong participants, are you all ready? No, so dating gawin na sadta. Let's start from our Baybay City Schools Division participants. Kindly unmute your mic. Right? Kindly unmute your mic and open your cameras and say aloha together. All right? Ready? Get set, go. All together, aloha. Thank you so much. Wow, doon nga, no? Virtual clap for them. Very good. All right. What about our participants? Excited kaya nga itong mga kanang participants from Bye-Bye. How about our participants from the Southern Leyte Schools Division? Are you all ready? Okay, so... All right. Ready? Get set, go. All right. Aloha, no? So virtual clap for them. Great job, the SOA participants. Okay, so before we proceed, we would like to remind those who have not yet answered the assessments or submitted their exercises to accomplish them as soon as possible. No, we need to stress out the importance of accomplishing the exercises and answering quizzes for you to graduate in this SOA, no? So hapit na pud ra ba, no? So mag-submit na sa atong mga exercises, no, and quizzes. So far, sa atong last nga quiz, let's check, no, kung pila naman ang nag-submit, pila pa ang wala nag-submit. So in dirita sa Southern Leyte Schools Division, sa quiz number 3, kang Professor Jude ni Sales, no? So 45 na no ang turned in, and we still need the 19 nga mag-submit, no? So again, 45 ang nag-turn in na sa Southern Leyte, and 19 naman no ang wala pa na nakasubmit. So I hope ngayon nyo na na-submit. And let's go naman dito sa Bye-Bye City Division. Sa quiz 3, there are 42 who turned in na. Thank you. And we are still waiting for the 23 students to submit their quizzes. All right? And diri naman sa RP evaluation for Sir Jude ni Sales. So 11 pa lang ang turned in, no? Dire sa Bye-Bye City Division. Asa naman ang 54? Kindly answer na, no, ang atong resource person evaluation. And dire naman ta sa Southern Leyte Schools Division, we have 30 no nga turned in na, and we still need 34 no nga mo submit sa ilang evaluation for Sir Jude Sales. All right? So makuto ng atong update no sa atong submission for our last quiz, no, quiz number 3, and of course the RP evaluation. So may we request our teachers and MAPE SPA supervisors to assist us no in making sure that your students were able to answer and turned in their quizzes before the deadline. Thank you very much, no, ma'ams and sirs. So, kumusta ang tanan, no? By the way, it's the first day, no, sa atong simana na sad, no, nga sa atong learning session, and we'll have Sir Jude ni Sales again for our topic, no, sa arts. Before we begin our topic for today, for this afternoon, atong hibaon sa unsa man tong atong mga natuki no last week, no. So in the last module, which is module 3, we all learned how to visualize drawings. We learned all about visualization, visualizing drawings, and also the 3 basic shapes. In our activity, we practiced drawing a tree using the basic shapes. So, amo na lang nakita ang inyong mga outputs. Thank you so much and congratulations. Very creative. We also discussed about the 6 techniques in drawing basic shapes. So, I hope you can still remember them. We also learned about the terms visualization and juxtapositioning, and we learned to define what visualization and juxtapositioning are and their difference. We learned that both are important for beginner artists and experienced artists alike when making their art. Okay, so for this week, we will have Module 4, wherein we will learn how to render shape and value with charcoal pencil. So, Module 4 will be all about charcoal. So, para sa tanan, no? Charcoal is one of the most versatile drawing media available, capable of rich, velvety darks, easily achieved midtones, and subtle shading differences. It is an easy medium to learn, although medyo messy, no? But there are ways to control that characteristic. A full range of tonal values can be developed much faster and easier with charcoal than with graphite. All right, so chiaroscuro, no? Lisod ilitok. Chiaroscuro describes the appearance naman of strong, high contrast lighting on the subject matter. Charcoal is the ideal medium for creating high contrast, dramatic drawing that captures the meaning of chiaroscuro. So for this learning session, specifically, we will learn to draw negative and positive space with tonal contrast and texture. And there are drawing techniques that you need to be familiar with as you use your charcoal pencil. So I hope nag-andam ta din og mga charcoal pencil. So some of these techniques you've probably used before without realizing it. We perceive the visible world around us because of light on the surface of objects or illumination. When you add value or tone to an object in a line drawing, its volume, texture, surface, direction, and depth becomes much clearer and looks real to look at. Mhm. Right, so that's about the charcoal participants. At the end of this lesson naman, you should be able to identify different value ranges of rendering positive and negative spaces of objects using charcoal pencil. You should also be able to execute the basic techniques in rendering tonal contrast and texture on objects with its background. And also, you should be able to acquire the basic skills in effectively using the charcoal pencil in drawing, and you should be able to appreciate the importance of charcoal drawing techniques in rendering drawings of one's feelings and objects in the environment. So these are the things that we expect you to learn after our learning session this afternoon. But before we proceed, guys, let us get to know more about charcoal, the medium that we will be using for this week. All right, so let's have a short trivia, So last week, nag-trivia sa Dan, and ang atong score, all one. Am I correct? Correct ba si host dire? All one, So one ang score sa Bye-Bye and one naman ang score sa Southern later. And as suggested, So ipadayon ko na nato ang scoring karon. Are you all ready na sa atong gamay nga trivia karon? Okay, so we just need one participant, sa each division. So kinsa man ang inyong representative? One representative from each division. Kinsa man ang atong representative from Bye-Bye City Schools Division. And one representative naman. Alright, so nanatid representative from Bye-Bye. And how about from Sugod? Alright, so we have here John Kyle Gamboa and Ella Yosa naman from Southern Leyte. Okay, so kindly, pwede na po ninyo, just like what we did before, last week. So, inyo lang gi-type, ang inyong answer. So, okay, so paunhanay lang, Asa man, where is John Kyle Gamboa? Asa man na siya? Ready na ba ka? And also to Ella Yosa. I'll present now our trivia questions. So, we only have 3 questions now, guys. Kuha na ko na tiebreaker. All right, so please be ready, participants or representatives from Bye-Bye and from Southern Leyte. Okay, so we have John Kyle and Ella, So first question. First trivia question. Okay. It is one of the oldest drawing media. The sticks are usually made from twigs of willow or London wood, which are subjected to a slow burning process that reduces the wood to carbon. Unsa man ni siya? Letter A, chalk pastel. Letter B, colored pencil. Or letter C, charcoal. Oh! Nanay nito bag, no? So, una nga nito bag. Pareha sila answer. But ang una nga nito bag, ang atong representative from Bye-Bye, si John Kyle. Alright, and the answer is, you are both correct, no? Charcoal. Okay, so 1 point, no? Added to Bye-Bye City Division. So, 2 points na. Okay, now let's have the question number 2 for our trivia. Question number 2. These are made by putting compressed charcoal made of charcoal powder and gum or wax binder into a wooden jacket or paper jacket like a grease pencil. What is this? A chalk pastel, colored pencil, or charcoal? Okay, unsa man bagad jud ang answer ni Sugod Southern Leyte. Ay, ang mutubag lang, no? Ang atong representatives. Okay, no? So, from Bye-Bye, letter B. Okay. So, una nga nitubag si John Kyle, no? His answer is colored pencil. Ay, okay. So, Southern Leyte ang una nga nitubag, but unsa man ang duha man ang tubag, the letter C and letter B. Get change?
Dili na change, ma'am.
Oh, so unsa may imong final answer? Letter B, I guess. Sakto ba, Ella? Okay. Alright, so I guess ang kanina ni mong answer letter C, no? And letter B ang imong answer karon. Sakto ba ko, no, Ella? Okay, so I guess ang Southern Leyte ang nauna. Akong i-check, no? Atong i-check dere sa kuan kay naggamit og phone to check your answers. Alright. No, so, sa usa ka message di ay, no, sa Southern Leyte, CB ang iyang gitabag. Okay, but the correct answer here, no, for our question number 2 is colored pencil, no? Okay, so since na-confuse man, no? Na-confuse ko dire sa kung ano, sa double answer, no, sa Sugod Southern Leyte. Okay, kay natay na siya C, napod siya B, no? Let's have this, no, as a tiebreaker na ang last question. Ay, di na tiebreaker, no? Kaya 2 points na ang Bye-Bye. Sakto ba ko? Am I correct? Okay. 2 points ang Bye-Bye, 1 point ang Southern Leyte. Good afternoon. I think that's the answer sa first question. Okay. Okay. Answer sa first question daw ang letter C niya. And ang second question, letter B. No? So, sakto akong unang na letter, ang una, no, nga nito bag. Okay, C, Sugod, Southern Leyte. No? Sakto ba ko? Am I correct, no? Ang atong team din, ha? Okay. That's okay. Okay. So, since natin confusion sa question number 2, okay. So, let's proceed, no, sa number 3 question. Okay ra ba, no? Kay murag natin confusion gamay. Okay, so naay naka-monitor, no? Naay nitabang og monitor. Thank you so much, no, Miss Carmela Yamada. Sugod ang nakauna og answer. All right. Okay, murag phone ra jud ang akong gigamit diri no to monitor. Okay, let's see, no. Okay, so nakuha na ta sa scoring. Okay. Wait lang, no. Atong tanawon ni, no. Okay, no, so we have Miss Carmela Yamada no nga nagtabang nato og scoring, and let's proceed na lang to trivia number 3, no, and let's announce later kinsa ang nakascore atong number 2. Okay ra ba, no, kay para di ta malangan. All right, so let's have trivia number 3. Okay, let's have trivia number 3, no, mga participants, and the question is, okay. It is flashed on the screen. Okay, last question. By the 15th century, the early Renaissance, this was extensively used to prepare fine art preparatory sketches for panel or fresco mural paintings. Is it chalk pastel, colored pencil, or charcoal? Okay, and I answer na, no, na nitubag na. Coming from Sugod Southern Leyte, no, ang nag-una. So, mas nindot dahil no, nga na label Q3. Answer is letter A. And ang answer naman, no, ikaduha ni sunod og tubag ang bye-bye. Letter A gihapon. But the correct answer is letter C. Okay. Charcoal, no? Again, the correct answer is letter C, charcoal. Okay, so later, no, we'll find out kung kinsa na ang ni score. So kindly kanang check, Miss Carmela. Thank you so much. Kumoto lang atong gamayng trivia, and of course, later kinatay confusion kamurag daghan jud ko monitor dire, no. Okay, so later na atong i-announce no kinsa kahaing nakakuha sa point. All right, so now, no, participants, so hinaot nga na naandam na mo din ha, no. Naandam na mo din na for our learning session, no, karon with Professor Jude Noni Salas. Okay, so guys, get yourselves comfortable now. Listen very well. Make sure to take down notes and enjoy the first learning session of Module 4, Drawing Negative and Positive Space with Tonal Contrast and Texture, to be presented by our subject matter expert, Professor Jude Noni Salas. And again, I'd like to remind everyone to put their microphones on mute, no, while the lesson is still going on. Also, please have your drawing materials handy for our activity today.
There are so many dried leaves around here because it's been so windy these past few weeks here in my place. Don't you know that we can use these leaves for drawing? For today's lesson, I will teach you how to use the charcoal pencil to make shapes and values. First of all, you have to familiarize yourself on how to use a charcoal pencil. Before using it, be sure that it is sharpened. Use a cutter to sharpen your charcoal pencil by exposing about 1/4 inch of the tip. Charcoal pencils are made by putting compressed charcoal made of charcoal powder and gum or wax binder into a wooden jacket or paper jacket like a grease pencil. Be careful never to drop the charcoal pencil on the floor or on a hard surface, or else the charcoal inside the wood casing will break. Charcoal pencil is very brittle and should be handled with care. Make a value scale with 9 ranges. Number 1 should be left blank and number 9 should be the darkest. Start building up the value scale from dark to light and use the value scale as your guide for shading your object. Go out of the room and look for dried fallen leaves from a tree. Choose medium-sized light-colored leaf of a jackfruit tree, talisay tree, santal tree, marang tree, or any interesting leaf that is the same or bigger than the size of your palm of your hand. For this demonstration, I am using a dried jackfruit leaf. Most fresh leaves have the tendency to shrink and shrivel after a few hours of using it as your model object. For this lesson, you will use the power of your observation. Study the shape of the leaves. How do the veins look like? Touch the leaf and run your fingers over the surface. How does it feel? Look at the front and side of the leaf. How does it look like if you directly let it face the light? Go to a well-lighted space but not directly under the sun. You may work near a window or in an open balcony that is receiving indirect natural light. Place the leaf on a piece of paper. Study the tonal contrast between the dried leaf and the white surface. You may draw on top of a table or a tilted plywood surface or an artist's easel. Draw on a comfortable working space. There are 4 basic drawing techniques that I will share to you through my demonstration. First is outline and contour line. These are the lines that define the shape of an object. The outline is the line that encloses the shape. Whereas the contour line is the line or lines that describes the parts of the shape. Second is scale and proportion. The relationship of the different parts within an object or the relationship of the parts and size between 2 or more objects beside each other or their size relationship within the space they are found. Third is perspective. It is the way to draw 3-dimensional objects in a 2-dimensional surface by giving the right impression of their height, width, depth, and position in relation to each other. They may be expressed through linear or atmospheric perspective. And fourth is texture and value, the roughness or smoothness of an object and the lightness and darkness of a surface. Texture and value complements each other on how they behave in relation to the angle, direction, or intensity of light cast on an object's surface. We will apply the basic techniques on a charcoal drawing of a dried leaf with a white background. Make your first charcoal pencil drawing on an Oslo paper. As you begin, consider the basic geometric shapes of your objects, just like how you did it in Module 3. Render the basic outlines by lightly drawing them on the Oslo paper. Once you have established the overall shape and proportion of the dried leaf, roughly render its overall shape. Once you are satisfied with the overall shape and proportion of the object, redraw all the outlines and contour lines of the object. Continue to build up the drawing and take time to assess the details of the different shapes that you will find on the object. Pay particular attention to the position of the individual parts by assessing the way they look in front, on the side, and at the back. Remove any construction lines visible on your drawing and refine all outlines and contour lines of your drawing. At this stage, your drawing should at least resemble the actual dried leaf that you are copying. You may add a series of contour lines to further establish the raised and sunken areas, folds, curved, slightly hidden, smooth, and rough areas. This is the stage when you need to tidy up your drawing with the use of your rubber or kneadable eraser. Now start adding the shading from the light to dark based on how you see the dried leaf on the white surface. Try your best to achieve the 9 different value ranges in your drawing in order to come up with a more or less realistic looking rendition of a dried leaf. Use your rubber eraser to adjust the lightness or darkness of the different values on your drawing. Be sure to illustrate the shadow cast by the dried leaf on the surface to give it a three-dimensional quality. Repeat steps 5 to 13 by drawing the dried leaf with a dark background. Increase the contrast between the light and dark tones as well as the texture of the leaf. The leaf should at least look as if it moves forward from dark background or surface. Finish your drawing by tidying up your drawing by erasing unwanted lines and marks. Use your eraser to make adjustments to create contrast. Soften your edges to create depth and perspective. Now that you have learned how to render an object with white and dark background, I'm encouraging you to post your photos and videos on our FB group by using hashtag SOA Visual Arts. That's all for today. I will now welcome your questions and clarifications on this lesson.
Soars high like an eagle in the sky when I look into your eyes.
The sunset's warm embrace gives delight in many ways, and it comes as no surprise. When I'm down and blue, my heart goes back to the space to start anew.
When I'm with you, I see color in everything they saw.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. Lesson 1 of Module 4 on drawing negative and positive space with tonal contrast and texture. Alright, so thank you so much, Sir Jude. No, so natay messages po din natong basahon. We have here coming from Ma'am Joanne Serna. Thank you so much, my mentor, my idol, Professor Jude Noni A. Salis. And nice daw, ingon si Jasper. Very nice, Sir Jude. Thank you, Professor Jude. You're truly an inspiration to us, no, young aspiring learners, artists, no. Sa atong taga pakpak no, atong speaker, Sir Jude Noni Salas. Thank you so much, Sir Jude. Alright, so to make this learning session naman even more interactive and participatory, we need somebody no, from our participants to ask questions to our resource person, Sir Jude. No? So two will ask from the Bible City Division and one teacher and one student. And another two naman no, ang mo ask question from Southern Leyte Division. Also one teacher and one student. Okay? So let's start from the Bible City Division. No? So you can click on raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat box. No, og sunod naman mga ask the question no or yes from Southern Leyte Division. No? Okay. So far no mga feedback pa ni sa presentation ni Sir Jude. We have here coming from Mamilba no. Thank you so much Professor Jude. Awesome no kaadyo. Thank you so much and sa atong viewers no sa Facebook, thank you naman no nagyapon tayong interacted to atong mga participants. Okay, so questions ma'am and atong student participants. Again, let's start from the Bye-Bye City Division. Ready na si Sir Jude, no? Nagpaabot na sa inyong question.
Weary heart soars high like an eagle in the sky when I look into your eyes.
The sunset's warm embrace gives
Alright, so dili ta magsugod Southern Leyte no since na may naka-type in din no. Coming from Sugod Southern Leyte, how do we blend the dark and white color? Use charcoal properly. Do you do have to use some cottons or smooth ba ni? Sir Jude.
Thank you for that question. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Sir Jude. We can hear
Okay.
you.
So the answer for that question is yes. You can actually use blending instruments like what we call as a blending stump. But in my demonstration, since I would like to encourage you how to properly use your charcoal pencil, I did not use a blending stump, but instead I used my rubber eraser for the minimal blending. As much as possible, when learning charcoal pencil drawing, we have to practice how to control the pressure of the charcoal pencil on our paper. So it's a very easy technique. If you want your charcoal pencil to have a very light mark or tone on the paper, you just have to lighten the pressure that you place on top of your paper. So light pressure on the paper to produce lighter tone, heavy pressure on the paper to produce darker tone. So, but for very careful application, you may use charcoal powder, and this is achieved by rubbing your charcoal pencil on a piece of fine sandpaper. You collect the charcoal dust, and you may use a makeup brush to apply the charcoal powder on your drawing. That's why we have heard a lot of people saying charcoal painting. It's called charcoal painting because they're using makeup brush or soft brush to apply the charcoal powder on their drawing, especially for portraiture. But in my demonstration, I'm encouraging you to first practice the use of hand pressure with your charcoal pencil, so that even if you don't have any of these implements, you can still come up with different shade. No? So a blending stump is actually a rolled piece of paper. You can also buy that in the bookstore. Or if you can't buy that one, you can also use cotton buds. No? So cotton buds, blending stump, makeup brush is very valuable if you're trying to use charcoal pencil for portraiture. But for sketches of trees, leaves, landscapes, or for quick sketches of faces, I suggest that you practice more on how to properly use the charcoal pencil in terms of pressure and texture. Okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jude, for the answer. And thank you also no, from Southern Leyte no, for that question. Another question here coming from Southern Leyte again. Does this drawing technique work on other subjects aside from a leaf?
Of course, my example is just trying to use a leaf for simplification. You can actually try your hand on drawing faces, drawing rocks, or drawing driftwood, or any other kind of subject. You just try to follow the techniques that I shared to you, the 4 basic drawing techniques, and applying and how to properly apply the charcoal pencil on your subject matter. So what you if you're trying to experiment on other subject matter, you just review my tutorial for this afternoon or demo this afternoon, and you try the technique on other subjects.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jude. So, pwede lang, no? Thank you sa imong question. And another question coming from Bye-Bye City, no? Coming from Ma'am Daz. How can we avoid breaking the charcoal in the charcoal pencil?
Okay, that's a very, I say, a very subjective question because first and foremost, the moment you buy your charcoal pencil, anything can happen. No, so first thing that will happen when you buy a charcoal pencil is that you don't know whether the charcoal inside the wooden casing of the charcoal pencil is already broken the moment you buy it from the bookstore or from a store. Okay, during transport, we don't know whether the box that contains the charcoal pencil fell to the ground or was crushed. That's why the charcoal pencils inside were damaged. Okay, you can only tell that the charcoal pencil has a good integrity once you start sharpening it. And that's the very reason why I did not use a sharpener for my demonstration in sharpening the charcoal pencil. I used the cutter because with the cutter, you can gradually reveal the charcoal beneath the wood. Unlike a sharpener wherein when you turn the pencil inside the sharpener, the tendency is that the charcoal will be crushed, especially if the sharpener is not very sharp. So it's good that you use a cutter so that you can gradually reveal the charcoal inside the wooden casing instead of forcibly crushing the charcoal with a sharpener. Okay, another factor is if you constantly drop your charcoal pencil on the floor, on a hard floor, there's also a tendency that the charcoal inside the pencil will break. No, as I've told you in the video that charcoal pencils are very fragile, and that's the brittleness of the charcoal inside will cause the charcoal inside to be broken. So when you say avoid breakage, it's just a matter of being aware of how fragile your material is, no? So, but if in case that the tip will be broken and the tip is quite long, so sayang naman po ilabay nimo, what you will do is just try to use tape, masking tape, to attach back the lead of the charcoal to the pencil so that you can still use the stump, no? And if you have very short charcoal pencils as long as this, don't throw them away. Keep them for future use because the extra tip of the charcoal pencil can still be used for your other textural or shading techniques.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jude. And another question down no, from Southern Leyte. Is it really necessary to use a cardboard for this drawing technique?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. Sir, is it really necessary to use a cardboard for this drawing technique?
Cardboard?
Yes, sir. Cardboard now.
Cardboard? What do you mean by cardboard? The surface? The question is quite not clear. Technique. I hope that the one who asked the question can
clarify.
And can you rephrase your question so that I can get your question? Because when we try to talk about cardboard, if you're trying to refer to the medium where we can use the charcoal pencil for drawing, you can actually use the illustration board. You can actually use your Oslo paper or any paper that is not shiny. Never use shiny paper for charcoal pencil drawing because charcoal pencil does not adhere, does not stick on smooth surfaces, only on rough textures, no? So especially paper with rough textures, that's what we call as the tooth of the paper. So mingunta nga, sharp ang tooth sa papel, buti pasabot ana ang papel rough siya and it can accept texture. So the question pala is cardboard is used for the background
of the leaf.
Did I mention cardboard in my demonstration? I think I didn't say cardboard. I said white paper, the white surface of the paper. No? But you can experiment in using any surface if you like, as long as it's white for the first run of the exercise, or you can use the black side of the illustration board. Experiment putting your leaves on the white side of your illustration board or on the black side of your illustration board. But if you say cardboard and not specifying the color of the background, that might be a problem because especially if you draw it in black and white, it's best that the background that we'll be using is neutral, especially white or black. So if you try to experiment on other background shades like brown, grays, I'm not preventing you from doing so, but for the purpose of the demonstration, so that you will be able to appreciate the value of contrast, of tones, the 9 different gradients. That's why I used a white surface of a paper to place my leaf so that it's easier for me to judge the values later on when I'll start shading. Okay, I hope my answer is clear because whatever surface you use, it doesn't matter whether it's cardboard, wood, as long as the surface is light enough or dark enough for the surface to be visible to your eye for drawing. It doesn't matter at all.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jude. Last question from Bye Bye. Good afternoon, sir. When can we use the white charcoal pencil?
Okay, we have heard a lot of. Thank you for that question. Actually, I was going to add that trivia for this lecture. Okay, a white charcoal is not actually a legit kind of charcoal. It is actually a pigment, a white pigment suspended in gum arabic or any additive that will try to stick the binder together. Okay, a white charcoal could be used, a white charcoal pencil, as they're commonly called commercially, could be used if you want to do negative drawing. We say negative drawing, the background is dark but the drawing is white. No, so a white charcoal pencil is useful if you use the black side of the illustration board. Another is if you want to add highlight, a shiny surface illusion. Okay, if you want to create a shiny surface on a face of a portrait, you can use white and gradually blend it with black to come up with a grayish tone, or you can use the white to apply to give shine to the eyes or teeth of your portrait. No, so white should be used sparingly because if you overuse white along with your charcoal, the result of your charcoal blending with the white will become gray. So the intensity of your black charcoal will be lost if you blend it with your white. So white should be used sparingly only for highlights. And sometimes if that white charcoal pencil is not very effective in trying to create a highlight like shine in the eyes or shine in the glass, you may use other types of white paint or material to highlight the shine and achieve the effect that you want. No, if the white charcoal pencil cannot overcome the effect or cannot achieve the effect that you want. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Natay pahabol question lang diri Sir Jude, no? What's the best paper for charcoal drawing?
Best paper for charcoal drawing, I think generally rough paper with rough texture is best for charcoal drawing. But it depends on the kind of roughness that you want to use. No? So usually for portraiture, I recommend that you use vellum paper, or if you want to use charcoal pencil with a more colored background like light brown or pink background or bluish or grayish background. We have what we call as pastel paper, and the most popular brand is Michientis. I'm not trying to recommend that one, but those are the brands that I'm using. No, Michientis pastel paper. Usually it costs about 110 pesos per sheet, cartolina size. You can order that one online, Michientis. No, so it comes in different neutral tones: gray, brown, yellow, blue, green. So there are different shades that you can use for your charcoal. No, not just white and black. No? So what I'm trying to introduce here in our lesson is just the foundation, the fundamentals, but I'm not preventing you from experimenting in the future on the use of charcoal pencil on different surfaces.
Okay. So, supposedly mo ito na itong last question, sir, no? But I think interesting sa yung question, sir. Ato na lang ning mong last question na, Jod, coming from Roy Estrella. Interesting yung question niya. Regarding the source of light reflecting on the object, is it up for us to decide the direction of the light source, or we have to stick on the upper right corner of the object?
Okay. So this will try to answer the question for your future assignment in Google Classroom. It depends on you. So which looks good for you. You can have your light source from the left or from the right. It depends on the position that you have. If your window is on the right side, then the light will come from the right side. If the window is on the left side, then the light will come in through the left side. Or if you're using an artificial lampshade or lamp from the left or right, it doesn't matter at all. No, but the safest way of lighting your subject matter, like still life, using a dried leaf, for example, is that in order not to be confused, use only one light source for this exercise. So for example, use only one light source from the left, and one, or if you don't like light coming from the left, you can use light coming from the right. And the intensity of the light that is cast on the object will also depend on the distance of the light that you're using. So if you're using a table lamp, for example, and if you move the table lamp closer to your dried leaf that you're going as a model, then the surface of the leaf will become even more shiny because the light is very close. But if you want that the surface of the leaf is somewhat like muted only or less shiny, then you can move the lamp farther away, just enough for you to cast some sort of shadow beneath the leaves. So because it's really good that there's really shadow beneath the leaf to create the illusion of 3D or three-dimensional quality to your drawing. I hope I answered your question.
Alright, thank you so much, Sir Jude. Game na sa pagtubag sa mga questions sa atong participants. So that will be our format in the succeeding learning sessions. Our participants will have to ask questions and the resource person will answer those questions. So actually, this is also an opportunity to further discuss the topic and in the turn, make the lesson even more understandable and meaningful. So kanina na-confuse ta sa atong scoring. Ato lang baliko before we end our learning session. So kanina judge na ni Miss Carmela Yamada ang atong judge din karon nga adlaw. So last week last trivia natay all one, di ba from Bye-Bye and from Southern Leyte, so 1-1 ang score. Karon naman sa atong trivia, we have 3 questions. The question number 1 or trivia question number 1 natubag sa duha ang Bye-Bye City Division and Southern Leyte. Only nga ni answer first ang Bye-Bye, so 2 points na for them. So 320 ni answer ang Bye-Bye and 321 ang Southern Leyte. But sa question number 2, so they both got the correct answer gihapon. And at the same time, nakasubmit sila sa answer. So, tayo sila din ang napita. So, ang points, 2 points for Bye-Bye City Division. Ang inyong premyo, so kuan, ang sumayatong premyo be, hugyaw og masigarbong pakpak. Okay, so congratulations. Also, sa atong participants, thank you so much. Sunod nga trivia, so maningkamot kaayo ang atong mga participants from Southern Leyte. Sa atong trivia last week ug karon nga week, congratulations. Bye-Bye City Division. Okay, thank you so much. O natay ko andre no, natay message lang. Thank you very much, Professor Jude, for the great lesson today. More power and God bless. Okay, so natay reminder dire no. So before we end our session, please be reminded to log on to your Zoom sessions ahead of time, starting 2:30 or 2:45 p.m. So you will not be late in our class at 3 p.m. Na napoy kuan pa dire no kanang announcement sa si Ma'am Daday, atong project leader. So, extended ang deadline up until Friday this week for those who were not able to turn in with their submissions. We understand, no, nga slow ang atong internet connection sa uban, labi na sa atong weather system nga habagat, no? Okay, so again, extended, hinaot nga inyo ng kanang kuhaon ng opportunity, no, to finish all of your exercises, your quizzes, including the resource person evaluation, no. Ang atong deadline up until Friday this week. So that's August 6, no, kung ako nagsayo, August 6, 2021. No? And last announcement coming again from Ma'am Daday. So hapit na jud no, nangangamoy graduation naman ang atong SOA. So andam na ta no, ako ning i-flash no ang announcement ni Ma'am Daday. Okay, no, so for your upcoming graduation, please take an outdoor photo, no, with medium shot frame. Ato lang kuha ng ang sample after I read this. So we will use this picture, no, inyong picture nga isend during your graduation, no. Any outdoor photo will do, and please wear decent casual dress for women and any polo naman, polo shirt, no, with collar, no, na ay kwelyo, no, for men. Ato na siyang i-flash, no, ang atong sample for men lang sa, no. Sunod siguro magkwanta og for women. Okay. Alright, so mauna ang sample photo nung inyong kuhaon. Labi na sa atong mga kalalaki na nga participants. Gwapo ang atong model din ha. Alright, so hinaot nga inyo nang na-take note. Okay, so thank you so much no for being with me and for being with us no sa atong participants. So see you in our next lesson on Module 3 on Wednesday, August 4, 2021. Not exactly 3 in the afternoon, Philippine Standard Time. Alright, so that wraps up our session for today for our SOA on Visual Arts. And I am Perlin Fernandez. See you then, only here at DWDC FM 104.7. Thank you, aloha, and have a great day.